I move for no man, no man, no man, no man, no
We'll call it a draw.
no man.
Just a flesh wound. Just a flesh wound. Just a.
All right, guys, I'm done with this chit chat. Gary, point blank, why did the Danaher Death Squad split up? Give me the juice.
Oh, I wasn't really supposed to talk about it. We're supposed to keep it confidential. There's like a lot of feelings and emotions about what went on, with all the different guys, and but when every damn day these pricks keep
Trail off.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Yeah.
Perfect honey pot. Good job,
Dun,
Mike.
dun, dun.
Perfect honey pot. I
We'll
love
be
it.
like, dun, dun, dun. Find out what happens. What's up, little bitches?
Ah,
Chris,
Dudes.
you promised us something.
Did I?
were we
You were
promised
gonna do
something?
this
I
podcast,
forgot.
what?
Oh,
With
I don't
your
know.
pee-pee out.
That's true. That's true. He did say he was going to show up naked.
You
I'm
did,
pretty,
right?
pretty sure. He
Right?
I am down here. This is up top, guys.
yeah.
You don't know what's going on underneath this.
True. That's true. I asked Chris if he was
Dude.
going to need two computer screens to fit all the junk.
That's right.
Yeah.
The girth,
I forgot
Yes.
about that.
the
Yeah.
huge piece.
That's why only one's here right now.
Wait.
Like, only-
So quick question. Just want to clear the air here. I watched Chris's fight. Beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
But
Gary,
Frank-
you're actually going to tell them what we spoke about?
Frankie, where were you, man? Like, you were supposed to be in the corner. You were supposed to be fucking Chris's main man. And what did you just like? You just shit the bed? You just didn't show up? Like,
They
Chris
didn't
called
leave me.
me, texted me, asking me where you were. He said he was running around trying to find you before the fight. He just had to go out there. Finally, they told him he had to go.
Yeah, I literally
They
had to
locked-
bring my brother instead of Frank.
They-
I was
Dude, they locked me in the back.
Thank
They
God.
wouldn't
thank
let me
God
out of the locker room.
They wouldn't let you out of Dominican Republic. You the COVID motherfucker. I had to, thank God my actual brother, who's my family member, was there. Otherwise, I would have been out there alone.
Chris,
Wow, Frankie. I was gonna have. Thank God I didn't have you in my corner, man. I
No,
thought you would never let me down.
Imagine if you had to go to Singapore without this guy. Like, at least he's in New York, my
Just-
hometown.
Gary,
Just rely on him and then have him just not show up at the last second.
Gary, not for nothing, but yours is going to be a little title fight. No, yours is a title fight.
So it's more
You know?
important. Is that what
Oh,
you're saying?
whoa,
I
so,
mean,
so, so
I
mine
mean-
wasn't important to you.
Came out of your
Wow, I
mouth.
understand.
Came out of your mouth, not mine.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Wow. Oh, low blow.
I'm a fame whore.
You're well aware of that.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Podcast.
I think you probably could have just stopped at whore, but yeah, I guess you could add that adjective.
Chris, back on the win column. How does it feel like getting that W at 4 years old?
I mean, it was good. The guy was tough. I knew that was going to be one of those kind of fights where I had to just be dialed in. It was one of those fights where if I gave him an inch, he would have got a mile. So I just stay ahead of him the whole night. And I wanted the knockout. I wanted it so bad because he's never been stopped, and that would have been a nice feather in my cap. But he's just fucking a tough dude.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, what did you I watched the whole thing, but what did you feel was the best punch you landed in the fight?
I mean, the body shots started early on. And I knew I was hurting him with that the whole way through. But the right hands that I landed up top, they seemed to have the most effect on him physically. Like, that's when I wobbled. Every time I wobbled him, was always my right hand.
I specifically felt like somewhere in it wasn't even a time where he got wobbled, but I just felt like the time you hit with the most impact was like somewhere like mid to late third round. You hit him with a rear hand, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, bro!
Dude,
Like,
I was cracking that guy, man. My forearms were sore. Not my hands, my forearms from absorbing the impact. Because I did hit him hard a lot, but I knew that. I mean, he's been in with guys who are like legitimate, serious knockout punchers, and has always gone the distance.
Chris, was someone that dangerous, or he fought up until the end?
Mhm.
Did you like pace yourself?
No.
Was
It didn't look like it. It didn't look like you were trying to pace yourself at all.
I was
like,
going.
just want to kill this motherfucker. The whole time I'm like, all right, I guess this is what we're doing.
Your cardio is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, so I went back to like that's like Chris Algieri 2013. If you go back to my fights, like my TV fights back then, like 10 years ago, like I would throw 1,200 punches in it, 10-round fight. Like I threw 900 in this one, but like I've thrown 1,100 punches in a 10-rounder before, and that's just kind of my thing. And that was this fight, and I hadn't done that in a long time. But like Garry said, like I wasn't pacing myself at all. I was like, all right, I was coming back to the corner every round.
Usually when people put up numbers like that are throwing that many strikes, they're like fucking like lighter volume kind of strikes. Like fucking Chris is hammering this guy the whole time.
Hitting him like he owed him money.
Dude, I was sore until like yesterday. I was sore for like 5 days straight.
Okay.
What like sore? Like your muscles were sore?
Like a hard workout. Yeah, like everything.
Yeah.
My body was like feeling it. I got a little shredder. I actually had like a really big knot like in my hairline, and the blood was. That's why that's here, because my eye never swelled. This is all from up here. Like this is still really tender.
Crazy how stuff like that happens.
Yeah. Yep.
How did it feel to fight on a Tuesday?
Weird.
What do you say? Yeah.
It was weird. It was weird because fight week was weird. Fight week started on Wednesday the week before, so it was like I traveled the week earlier, so I was comfortable, but it's just weird, like going backwards from like, okay, weight cuts here. I have to just get this workout here. I got to take these days. It was weird to take like a Saturday off. Like I never take a Saturday off.
Like a Sunday.
Yeah, I was cutting weight on Sunday. Like it was weird.
Yeah.
So it's safe to say you didn't hit your family barbecue.
We did that this past weekend actually on Saturday.
No. Back. I know you did because you fucking killed it.
Yeah. No. Fight weekend. What the fuck? No, I was in the city. I was in New York. I was in Manhattan all weekend. So.
What do you do fight week? You train and then you recover?
Train, make weight, a lot of days off, a lot of like I chill a lot. I don't work out a lot fight week at all.
Okay.
I'm
what
pretty
about
boring
you, Garry?
fight week.
Well, I am far greener, at least in mixed martial arts for sure, than Chris is. So for me, especially these days of my MMA career, maybe at some point in the future I'll change my mind. There's like a certain quality that I feel like I lose when I'm not doing some sort of like person in front of me sparring type of drills like all the time. So at the bare minimum, I'm doing some sort of drills with another person, but like I tend to spar like pretty close to basically like the day beforehand. But again, it's not like the type of sparring that Chris does. It's a little lighter than that. A little bit.
You do like light sparring, point sparring,
So,
like defense stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I used to do the same thing when I was coming up.
So I do a lot of the drills and a lot of and I'll do like a few rounds of sparring or whatever just to keep myself comfortable and feel like my reactions are on point and all that stuff. But I feel like if I was more experienced, somewhere down the road, let's say I've been doing this for like 6 years, 7 years, something like that, maybe I'd feel a little bit more comfortable to just rest and just be confident that I have all of those things put together. But it's still pretty early in the career these days, I think, for me.
I actually cut sparring 2 weeks prior. Like I was, I had a sparring session and I had another week ahead of the fight, and I was going to spar once or twice more. And it was my last sparring session for that week, and I knocked the guy out in the first. One of my sparring partners, who I've been working with all camp, I knocked him out in the first round. And I was just like, we did 6 rounds that day, and I was like, you know what? I'm good. Camp's ready. I'm ready. We're good. I don't care.
That was a walk-off home run for Chris right there.
Hit him, and I was like, I turned around, I was like, we're good. I got this. We're fine.
Mic drop for fight camp.
What an asshole.
It is what it is. I went up to my boy afterwards, and I was, I've been sparring with him all camp, and I was like, I finally got you, motherfucker. And he was like, yeah, you did. You did.
Chris, are you in New York?
Mm-hmm.
You're still there? When do you
leave?
leave?
Just for a couple more days. So like 3 or 4 days.
So what do the Triller guys think of you? Are they like?
They were psyched. Ryan Kavanaugh.
Good graces.
Yeah, Kavanaugh was saying he did interviews that he wants to get like a big fight ASAP. So we'll see. They want. I think I may be commentating for them in September, and then hopefully fight for them in October.
You and Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, me and Snoopy Doo.
Yes, I would love to hear that. That would be fucking beautiful.
I'd love to fucking hang out with that dude. I want to just.
Sure.
I sent you guys that picture of Beach Bum when he's writing whatever.
Yeah,
Snoop
yeah.
Dogg's in that movie. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys saw that movie. It's fucking
I
awesome.
saw the trailer.
Yeah, it's pretty much. I'd be like, hey man, this is pretty much me in my future. If we want to hang out now, if we want to get this going today.
Chris, so since it was on a Tuesday, what did the post fight look like?
So I had a baller suite in New York. Like my hotel was like stupid. Like I had an outdoor patio that was bigger than most hotel rooms. I had a huge suite.
What hotel?
So the New Yorker, which is old as dirt.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's just the team. We just went back up there as my family and the team. And we just chilled. We ordered burgers and drank beers. There were lights and hamburgers. Not too fancy.
Nice. What about Wednesday or Thursday or Friday?
So just banged around New York City for a little bit, but New York City's kind of weird now.
Oh yeah.
And then just went home and went to see my family. You know, I'm a big family guy. So if post fight, I don't want to hang out with a lot of people, like literally like no people. I just want to see my mom, my dad, my family. You know.
Were you carrying around your Vax card?
Yeah, got it right here. Ching.
Really?
Yeah.
What about you, Gary? Do you walk around with your Vax card?
I do not have a Vax card because I'm not vaccinated.
So you
damn.
you don't either, Chris.
I can
I can get you one. I'll get both you guys one.
Yeah. Now we're fucking talking.
Chris has a guy. that gets
Yeah.
him
Bro, I'm from New York. I got a guy for
fake-
everything.
Fake Vax cards.
So I was
Dude.
telling you guys yesterday about this restaurant that I went to in New York where I was like, I was like, hey, can we get some food, whatever? They're like, we need to see your vaccination card. And I was like, pretty sure they don't implement that until like September. And she was like, yeah, we've been doing it way before it was cool. And I was just like, bye. I was like, see you
Okay.
later.
Wait,
I
wait,
was
wait.
like, okay.
Cool.
So
You don't
this
get my
is-
money. That's cool. Bye.
This is getting implemented in September. I
Apparently, you, in order to eat indoors, you must have a vaccination card by September. I think it's like September 6th or something like that in New York.
6th
But,
or
like,
9th
just
or
the-
something like that, yeah.
I was saying to you guys, it's like, it's not just that they required the card, like that pisses me off too. But like the fact that they were so excited, like that they were on like, that they're so much better than everybody else because they've been doing it for longer. Oh yeah, we've been doing it before it was cool. Like that they view that this is like some kind of like,
Well, that's the first you're signaling.
this
That's
is some kind of
the finish
statement.
of it. Yeah.
it's like, oh, it's like the same thing as like the same way I feel about like somebody posting a photo with a big circle around it that says like I got vaccinated or like I voted or something. It's like
Ooh.
I want to make the same thing except for it's like the same little circle or whatever and it looks exactly the same except for it says I took a shit today or like I don't know, I fucking busted my load or something. I don't know, like something that nobody needed to know that was my own personal business that I'm just going to project on the internet for no fucking reason.
You'd be way more approachable with the I busted a load today. You know what? I'm like, this guy's relaxed.
That was on my profile photo.
I'll talk to this guy.
Dude, so I had a friend that got carded that was in New York this weekend.
Yeah.
So it seems like everybody does need Vax cards
Oh yeah.
to get into
yeah.
restaurants and make
They will soon, but
reservations.
They're not now. So
That's why I'm
I
escaping
saw-
to
So
Florida
is
in a
this
couple
like
days.
is this a state mandate?
Yeah.
The whole
Yep.
state? Fuck, dude. That sucks. Are any other states that you guys know of doing this?
I'm sure they're.
California's on the way. Trying to think. Any of the really blue
California.
states.
Didn't California just host like Lollapalooza?
Yeah, but that was mostly liberal, so it's okay. Like Obama's allowed
And
that party.
It was only
Lollapalooza's
100,000 people as well. So.
Right. If it's like a biker rally, if there's going to be American flags there, not allowed. Tattoo conventions, not allowed.
There's going to be American flags.
Trump
Yeah,
rally.
anything related to religion, Catholic religion, white religions, not allowed. But yeah, everything else is cool. Apparently, I'm just going off of.
No, I hear you. I think you're right. It's just funny.
Okay, so no. This was in Chicago. I just read it.
That's a blue state
The
too. So
Lollapalooza.
yeah, they're allowed to do that there.
Okay.
It's liberal. They're allowed to do that. Yeah, it's cool. As long as people there hate America, it's fine. if you don't like freedom, you can have as many people there as possible. COVID
What
hates freedom.
That's for certain.
What's going on with what you sent, Gary? That article that you sent us
Which
via
one?
WhatsApp, the one with the camps. That
Oh,
they're trying
yeah.
to segregate.
Oh, geez, concentration camps.
I have to look and actually pull up the website because it was just a screenshot. So you never know. Like
It
when
could have
somebody
been
sends
fake.
when somebody sends you a screenshot of something, it could have been doctored. But the screenshot did have, cdc.gov at the top or whatever. I have yet to investigate it. I probably should have before I came on the podcast, but who cares? Let's just throw some fucking shit out there like everybody else does with no research whatsoever. So fuck it. Yeah, so the thing basically read something like it was shielding protocol, I believe they called it, something like that, where they described the practice of taking the high risk elderly or like immunocompromised population and putting them into camps and separating them from the rest of society. And if it means that my mom's going to concentration camps, then I'm in. That's
My
one
mom-
less nursing home that I'm gonna have to pay for. So
My mom would love that shit. She'd be fine with that.
Finally, the government's gonna save you some money.
yeah,
My
bravo,
mom-
good job.
my
This is the
mom's from
first.
I was gonna say my mom's from a third world country. Put her in a camp, she'd be fine. Give her hot soup, she's fine. She'll give a fuck.
This is the
Like,
first.
she actually
COVID
enjoys that
policy
type
I
of
support.
setting. She actually enjoys it.
And she's used to political unrest. She's fine.
Like, yo, my mom crossed the border 30 years ago illegally, so
She
she's
swam here.
fine.
She prefers
She's
it.
fine
That
being
shit. It's
corralled
fine.
in like camps. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Cattle prod her. It's good. Give her soup and she's fine.
Nice.
So is Gary,
Yes, sir.
Danaher Death Squad.
Yes.
Hey guys, if you've been enjoying our content and want to help us out, hook us up with a review on iTunes and subscribe to our channels, YouTube and iTunes. Thanks.
What's up?
I mean, you guys, anybody that's out there knows pretty much as much information as I'm supposed to let on publicly. Disagreements amongst people, and there was a split. And I honestly, if I'm being straight up with you right now, I'm not even sure, 100% sure, like what the split is, like exactly which people are going where and what have you, or whatever the
Do you
case.
live
Oh,
under
so
a
you're
rock?
not even privy to
I don't
that.
think you're part of the team.
Yeah, well, I was not here. Let me put it to you this way. As far as everything is concerned, I really wasn't heavily involved in any of the disagreements / disputes. None of them
I
were
can
really
see that because
my.
you don't know what the fuck's going on.
None of them were really my personal issues. They were
I
other
had to
people's
fill you
issues
in.
with other people. So it really, like, I people gave me phone calls, asking me for advice. They talked to me about this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not the one trying to participate in any level of split. I was perfectly happy with the way things were going. So, yeah,
Chris,
I don't know, man.
I had to send Gary screenshots of all the team posting stuff on Instagram to like fill him in with what was going on.
He's like, oh shit.
He doesn't know what's going on.
I refuse to participate in that shit. I'm not fucking.
Yeah.
There.
When I saw all that, I was just like, Gary doesn't know what's going on. He's fucking.
I'm
He's
gonna keep posting my butt photos.
He's wrestling
I'm
a monkey right now. He doesn't give a fuck. Like he's
Probably skimboarding.
yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
That's what he does. He
He's doing handstands
skimboards.
at the beach. He doesn't care about this shit.
I don't know.
He wants to choke people out and break their arms. He doesn't care about this.
It's more fun to create mystery around it anyway by me not saying anything about it. So I just let people guess. Like people literally don't know. People don't know where I'm going. For like people just guess. They send me messages every day like, "Hey, where do you go? Are
you in Puerto Rico right now?
Currently, no. Currently, I'm in New York City.
Wow.
Where
I
in New
feel
York
we're all
City? I
in weird
thought.
places.
Lower
Didn't
East
you-
Side, sir.
Didn't
Hell
you hand over your apartment, your lease?
I did. Well, I've never had an apartment in New York though. So
Oh, you're like in the city?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
yeah,
What are you renting?
No, I'm just staying at a friend's place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. When do you want to get out of there?
What do you mean?
Like, are you leaving New York or?
I don't think anybody deserves to know. Maybe
Ah.
I'm staying.
you probably
maybe I'm
need
gonna go.
You probably need to go pack your knives.
Hey,
Maybe I'm gonna go move to
Hey,
Thailand and
Hey, Flesh Wound Podcast. Maybe we're all moving somewhere together.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
How about that? Blow some minds.
Roomies.
Under Frankie's tutelage.
We got to go somewhere really
God.
wide
Oh
open.
my God, you guys would learn so much.
I love how Frank put a background on and I believed it. I'm like, where are you?
Dude, I was gonna mention it, but it was in the middle of you talking about your fight, and I didn't want to say anything. So I banked it, and I was like, you know what? We'll talk about this later, and then I totally forgot about it. So
where
like,
is
Frankie,
he?
what basement and radiator are you fucking attached to right now that you felt the need to put a fake background up?
Wait a minute.
I
You
think
want to
that's
know something
fake,
funny? I was trying to get on Chris's plane as a background effect, and I guess I must have hit. This is so stupid. Why would I?
I can barely tell. It's awesome.
I mean, wait, Frank, are you suggesting? Oh, this is like a 70s fucking like
This
playroom or something.
Hey
What is
guys,
going on?
I got our new apartment. I got us an apartment, guys.
This is like an upscale apartment in Chelsea.
Oh, I'm in
Everybody,
Brooklyn now.
let's move in together.
I'm in Brooklyn.
Roomies.
I'm in
And
Brooklyn.
we're gonna be so open-minded. It's not even funny.
My lesbian girlfriend's behind me. Like, we haven't had sex in 18 months. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Garry,
Yes, sir.
do you have any updates on your fight or no?
I'm not allowed to announce anything or anything like that, but it will be eventually. I'll say this. I'll say it will take place before the end of the year. How's that? It leaves a decent window of time for people to guess.
It's all right. I guess.
It takes place before the end of the year, and it's not this month. We would have announced it already. So
Okay, fair.
that leaves you with 3 months to play around with.
Garry.
All right. So, Frank, me and Garry fight the same night. Where are you going to be?
Important question. What do you do?
You're not.
Because my next
tricking
fight's
me,
going to be a
Chris.
bigger one. So it's like it's not like, it's a big fight. What do you do?
Are you
So
gonna fight?
We both have title fights. What do you do?
This is a hard one, guys.
Yeah, because I'm getting a title fight, a title shot soon. So like we both get title fights. What do we do? What are we doing here?
We're both waiting.
Okay.
Who do you love
Corner
more?
are you coaching?
Okay.
Who are you
Let me-
walking into the ring? Who are you leading the charge with?
Dad,
Listen.
who do you love more?
Listen, there's a couple of other factors involved here.
There's a lot of factors. A lot of factors.
Are any of both of you guys promoters flying you private?
Everything's negotiable.
That's right.
Where's your fight, Chris, and where's your fight, Garry?
Mine will most likely be in Singapore. 9 out of 10 times. That was more likely the place.
Mine's either going to be MSG, Las Vegas, or Miami.
I feel like Gary's might be a little dirtier. So
Fair.
Under
So you're,
normal.
so you're basing it on the post fight, not even the actual contest.
It's not a tort. It's
Listen,
not a poor
guys.
decision-making process.
It's a dirtier.
I need to
Isn't
be
it dirty before the fight?
transparent. I need to be honest with you guys.
Uh-huh.
You know,
If you don't get chlamydia, you're not.
I'm not going.
Okay.
Seeing Garry in Asia is a sight to behold.
Certainly is. For those select few that have traveled there with me, it's an experience they'll never forget.
Yeah. I mean, I did Vegas with Luke Rockhold. Drank that boy under the table. It was that was the sight to be sold.
He gets white girl wasted.
Yeah,
He's very
does.
He's very light. Very light drinker.
He's a fun guy though. Very fun guy.
He gets sloppy Joe. I can't wait to see Garry pull out his dance moves in front of the Asian chicks.
Oh,
Garry, you're so funny, Garry.
Always.
Is that racist? No, it's not racist. Buffalo Trace, because this is made in America.
Wait. So you've been drinking wine all day and now you're switching to bourbon?
No, I started with beer and then I drank wine, and now normally I drink beer post workout. I drink wine while I write. And now, while I'm talking to you guys, I'm drinking whiskey.
Nice. I like
Look
that.
at you with
I
your
like
little
that whiskey is the
rituals.
choice for us.
Yeah, I got to step up a notch with you guys.
A little bit of a harder.
Yeah. I go like this, and then you guys, bang.
Whoop.
Makes sense.
What is that? Your bourbon of choice, the Buffalo Trace.
It is my bourbon of tonight.
I don't think I ever had that.
Buffalo Trace is good. It's pretty solid. A little pricey for what it is. Yeah. I drink Woodford Reserve. My brother bought me a bottle of Oban for my birthday.
Oh, that's pretty good.
There. I'm like afraid to drink it. It's so goddamn good, expensive.
Yeah, you like that oaky?
Oh,
that
dude,
smoky.
that peaty, smoky. I do like that. Yeah. Especially with the way I eat, like all the steak and meat that I eat, like it goes really well.
Yeah. Tasty.
I have a friend that's like loves tasting different whiskeys. Like he loves that. There's another one called like Lagavulin or something like that.
Yeah. Fucking
yeah,
sounds.
that one's like
smoky.
smoky.
Yeah, I was drinking. That one's very smoky. But I was drinking Balvenie 12-year over on what day? I'm so lost on days. So I went on Tuesday, but I guess Saturday we barbecued at my house. We had Balvenie 12. Smoked a big fat cigar. Ate a bunch of steak.
You went back to back on barbecue, huh?
So I got a funny story about Balvenie. So I think this was like, it was either like
Balvenie the drink or the stripper that you were talking about the other day.
No, the drink.
That's a great name for a stripper.
It is.
That's a classy broad.
That's exactly. Like that'd be
a classy broad.
And it's very unique. Like I don't think I've heard that one before.
Hopefully she's not 12 years old though.
Yeah. They need a slightly more expensive, slightly older model for sure. But so I don't know if it was my birthday or if I had just won something or something like that. But whatever. A buddy of mine, I'm assuming it wasn't my birthday because it would have been obvious. It had to have been some special event that this person wanted to get me a gift for. So he made the joke, or he was doing this whole thing as an elaborate joke. And I'm probably like, I'm not going to do it justice by telling it to you guys, but it's still, I think you'll still find it funny. So he's telling me, he's like, hey man, I have to get this gift for a friend of mine. I know you drink whiskey, what do you think I should get? You know what I mean? And I was like mentioning a few different things. And I was like, you know what, let's just go over to the liquor store over here, whatever. And like, I could show you a couple different things that are probably pretty decent or whatever. And I'm taking this whole thing super seriously because I think he's genuinely asking me for advice as to get a gift for whiskey for his friend. And I end up picking Balvenie. And I was like, oh yeah, this is a good like mid-range like taste. Let's get good taste, whatever the case may be. Like I think it's a good choice or whatever the case may be. Now the entire time I'm going through this process and suggesting things. He's like telling me, he's like, yeah, I'm getting this gift for the friend. He's okay, I guess. I don't really like him that much. Like he's kind of a piece of shit. Like he's just berating this imaginary person. I'm like, who is this? And he's like, you don't know him, whatever. So he's just berating this imaginary person. You never met him. Calling him a total pussy and all these different things. And then after he purchases the bottle, he hands it to me outside. He goes, oh, hey, here you go, man. Like, congratulations or something. I'm like, you piece of shit.
I saw where that was going. You never met him. You wouldn't like him.
Yeah.
He gotcha. What happened with the Governor Cuomo? He's like the one that's getting the governor.
No. I'm saying like which thing that happened to him.
He's trying to get like canceled or taken out of office.
He's not trying. He's trying not to do any of that, but he's going to be.
Yeah, there's a sexual harassment like allegation. I'm not sure if it's like a
bunch of a couple of girls came out saying that he was
some inappropriate
sexual harassment.
I saw one of them today. She looked all right.
I mean, he should just come out and be like, I was trying to follow the president's lead, and he set the example for me. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to like have really intimate hair smelling moments,
Wait,
and
he said that?
No, I'm saying he should. Like, I mean, if it's good enough for the president, it should be good enough for him. I don't know.
Creepy old Biden.
Problem is that Biden's going like for girls that are less like 70 years younger.
Correct.
Cuomo's at least going like 20. It's like, so it's like,
He's finding the low hanging fruit.
that's one way you could call groping someone's tits and ass while taking a selfie. Yeah. Dude, when that girl was talking about like, he wanted to take a selfie and he put her hand in her shirt, in her blouse. That's aggressive.
Yeah. That guy's got some balls on him.
Yeah.
Guys, when are we getting together? Fucking partying.
All depends. When is your country allowing people to leave?
Yeah, I mean the lockdowns are like starting.
Or enter.
Man.
It's funny, man. I thought we were gonna be neighbors and shit, dude. Like I thought we were gonna fucking be able to see each other all the time and shit. Fucking COVID had you locked up by fucking 3 p.m. and shit every day. So.
Garry, do you know where you're gonna end up now?
I'm letting it stay a mystery. I might know. I might not know.
That's cool.
Well, when it's more
now I feel
finite,
better that
I'll announce it. Well, not announce it. I'll tell you guys.
Now I feel better that Chris got stonewalled as well. I thought it was just me.
I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't just fucking say shit. I just don't. I want everybody to not know anything.
Hey, and that's way cooler than the rest of the fucking world that we know. So.
Yeah. So Garry, who started the whole B team? Because I saw was it Craig?
I don't know.
We're the B team.
Are they labeling themselves as that now? I have no idea. But
I'll send you the screenshots.
I think I saw 1 or 2 posts like that. I mean, we've said things like that in the past. I don't think we've ever referred to anybody publicly as B team or anything like that. I think they're making. I think we referred to them as the junior squad or something like that. We've referred to certain people as.
So it's Craig, it's Nicky Rod.
Nicky Rod.
And
I gotta start following Nicky Rod.
Yeah.
And Nicky Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
And then one more person, which I don't remember right now.
Yeah, I don't know. But what was I gonna say? I don't know. Craig is very he likes like irony and like longer form jokes and things like that. Like he plays up the whole like I always get second place thing, like because he got silver in ADCC.
Yeah,
like,
he did say that, bro. Yeah,
he likes to fuck around with that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like he plays around with joking about how he's like worse than he really is, basically. He had a fuck Craig Jones T-shirt. Like he likes like the kind of self-deprecating kind of humor.
Throwing
he's
Garry
Aussie,
over
right?
the cliff.
Yes.
Throwing Gordon over a cliff.
Yes.
That's
exactly.
an Aussie thing. There a lot of Aussies are like that. Self-deprecation and is like there could be studs and they do that anyway. I feel like it's part of the culture. It's cool. I like it.
Sure.
Better than fucking outwardly bragging about how awesome you are all the time, like Frankie, fucking dick.
Like Frankie, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's part of my culture too.
He's like, oh yeah, I'll corner you, and then just doesn't show up. Like, hey, I had something to do. Sorry.
It's gonna be a long time before those wounds are healed, Frank.
He's like, oh, the mecca of boxing. Oh yeah, I'll be there. Doesn't show up. Like, fuck this boxing.
I'll make it up to you, man.
Wow.
I was really looking forward to that barbecue though. That must have been that Sunday barbecue that you made. Must have been your best one yet.
I mean, we got those Flintstone ribs.
Badass.
Those were retarded.
What?
Crazy. We made these Flintstone ribs. They were like beef ribs.
Yes.
They were just like these giant bones and just like, that was good. Blood sausage as usual. Chicken. We do Colombian sausage, Mexican sausage. That's a new one, fan favorite. Salvadorian sausage. I said Colombian already, right? Then we did the beef ribs. We didn't do a whole lot of steak.
How'd you cook the beef ribs?
You guys ever do chicken hearts?
Yes, we love them. We put them on a usually on a spit.
Yeah, I love those.
The kids love them. They think they're like, I don't know what they think they are.
They're like chicken nuggets.
Yeah. I mean, you put them on the
think
grill.
I've had that.
Oh, chicken nuggets are great.
You never have chicken hearts?
I don't think so.
Aren't you from a Hispanic country? What's happening right now?
Dude, they're this big. They're crunchy. They're salty. They're delicious. They're like, and it's just pure protein.
Have you
Protein
had?
How are the white guys schooling you on chicken hearts right now?
Have you had chicken feet?
Yeah, of course. Bro,
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. My brother's wife is Haitian. We eat fucking everything.
Oh yeah, she eats dogs too.
Yeah, we eat pig feet. We eat fucking everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, we eat pig eyes. We've roasted. You see me? Look on HBO. Fucking
Yeah, yeah.
24/7. We roasted a pig. We eat the pig eyes. We eat everything. Pig cheeks.
Nice. Oh man, pig roasts. That's like high level shit. Love that shit.
Bro, dude, that's my favorite fucking thing to do. You know, if you're looking at a good 20 hours of work between stuffing it the night before, and then you're getting up at 5 a.m. to put it on the pit, and it takes.
Oh, you put it on pit. Okay.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I've never been a part of the actual process. I've only been involved with the eating of it. So,
dude, if anyone wants to hire me to do it, I will do it because it's a lot of fun. I just drink beers and eat kidney for breakfast, and
Chris will just hang out at your house.
Yeah.
And drink your alcohol and just fucking eat your shit.
Keep a cold beer in my hand all day long, and we're fine.
That's it. How do you make the beef ribs, Chris?
So the beef ribs are easier than you would think. It just depends on, you know, how hot, because we do coals. Everything's coals. We never do gas. So you don't want to do
put it on the grill.
Yeah, you don't want it, but you got to feel it because you don't want to do it too hot. If that's not something we put on right away. So we get the coals really hot to start, and then we start with the sausages and the chicken first. The chicken's a little higher, sausages right on, and we keep them rolling so they don't burn. Sausages come out first. Chicken takes a little longer. Take that off. Coals burn down a little bit. We put the beef ribs on. We'll put them directly on the heat to start to char the outside, lock that in, and then we throw them up top, and it kind of seals in because the bones take a long time to really heat, but they'll continue to cook after they're heated.
So how long till they're ready?
It depends on the day. That's the thing about
this podcast with their mouths watering, drooling.
That's
all
fucking
over the place.
No. The reason that I'm asking you is because they're like beef ribs, aren't they like hard? Like you have to kind of slow cook them, no?
Yes. Yeah. So that's my point. Like you can't cook them at the same temperature the whole time. Like we hit them hard fast so we can char the outside, and then we change the level. We put them up higher on the grill. So we have an old school Argentinian grill where you can raise the level of the coals and the grill face. So you can have the grill coals come up to where the grill face is, and then it's like obviously really intense. And then you can lower the coals down so there's more space between the grill face and the coals, so the heat's different.
Are you the chef?
The grill master?
The grill master.
No, so generally I am I maintain the coals and maintain the heat, and I kind of monitor that. And then I'm more of the guy who's making sure the levels are good. My brother prepares the meat. So beforehand, he has all the meat prepared by the time I usually arrive. Everything's salted, laid out. We also leave the beef out for a long time so it dries. So literally open air for 6-7 hours.
Do you beat it?
No, we don't. We rub them down with the salt, but there's not a lot of because we don't want it to tenderize it too much because it's gonna go on the grill anyway. So.
Yeah, you look like the type of guy that doesn't beat the meat.
Yeah.
He doesn't do it himself. He doesn't do it himself. He gets other people to help.
He's fishing for that.
Got him. Have you
all of those questions were just one elaborate setup to that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna weave Chris into the point where I can talk about beating meat.
Yeah. Where could I?
This whole 10-minute, 15-minute conversation, I never gave a fuck about his barbecue.
He's licking his lips about beating my meat, not about the meat.
I don't give a shit about his beef ribs.
I don't care about your meat. I care about.
Now there's a whole different group of people licking their lips and drooling that are listening to this podcast.
Mark, this for the other part of people who listen, other kinds of people who listen to our podcast here.
Right.
Garry, do you miss Puerto Rico?
Do I miss Puerto Rico? I mean, I'm going to be back there eventually. But
you have all your stuff back home, right?
Back
there.
Yeah. I actually have a car that's been sitting in an airport parking lot for quite some time. That's going to be an exciting bill.
Oh, that's going to be expensive.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Yeah, you normally never do that, but lately I've been thinking to myself, like, it's just so much more convenient to have something to leave in from their airport because everything's just so fucking inefficient over there. Yeah. You know, if you're going to have somebody pick you up, you're not going to arrive at the correct time, so that person has to wait a shit ton of time.
You ever heard of an Uber?
If you're going to order an Uber, sometimes they just don't have them. Sometimes they charge you obscene amounts of money, like $200. So basically, the Uber sometimes just isn't there or isn't available, depending upon what time of the day you go. Or sometimes it's like obscene amounts of money. We're talking like $200 to take the Uber like 30 minutes. So it just doesn't make any sense.
How much is storage though?
Well, it depends on how long you're gone. Usually I only leave for a few days at a time. This time it was a matter of weeks, so it doesn't end up making financial sense, which is why I usually don't. But it was kind of unexpected, I guess. So actually it should have been expected that I was going to be gone for longer. But what I'm also worried about is the state and condition of my home, because I'm not 100%. I left before my roommate left, and I told my roommate to like throw everything away that was like could potentially rot, because I knew that I might be away for a little bit longer. There's a good chance that there's just like something festering in the sink, in the refrigerator, like somewhere.
You're gonna have an alien with tentacles living in your freezer.
Yes.
Yeah,
It might be horrifying when I get back.
Did you pay your light bill before leaving?
I pay my bills every month.
Okay. Yeah, because if the light goes off and then like your fridge goes dead, that would probably create a funk.
That would be far worse, because I definitely have a bunch of meat in the freezer. But I'm more worried about anything that's in the fridge is probably bad by now. I can't imagine much of that stuff lasting 3 weeks. But yeah.
Yeah, I have a pet turtle. I'm always worried about when I come home he's gonna be dead. But they're fucking durable as fuck, apparently.
Nice. Yeah, I have a snake that it's such the easiest pet ever. Like you just feed that shit like once every couple weeks. You can even feed it once a month. Like
a blonde. You can feed him blonde. Like a blonde like once a month. Lives in your pants.
Exactly.
Wait, Gary, you bought a snake in Puerto Rico?
I did not buy a snake in Puerto Rico. I no longer have him at my house. He's at my mother's house right now.
He was like, I was born with him in my pants, in my diaper, and then he grew.
Having a snake seemed like a cool idea when I was 16, and now I just kind of feel bad for him.
Yeah, I had a tarantula when I was a child, like a 8 years old, 9 years old. I had a fucking tarantula.
Yeah, it seemed cool as fuck.
Yeah, it was not. It was the worst fucking gift. The worst present. Worst fucking.
It was a present.
What did it
eat? It was a
eat?
present.
No, it had crickets. Like
or you
big
wanted
fucking crickets. It was cool when he ate
you wanted the pet or?
Yeah, so my neighbor was getting rid of it, and then I was like, I'll take that. That's cool. It's a tarantula. That's a really badass pet. And then it's not.
I mean, you didn't put it in your mom's room and shut the door.
So it was cool because it kept my brother out of my room. My brother used to beat me up all the time. So it was it kept him out of my room because he was terrified of fucking spiders. So for that he was cool. Otherwise he did fucking nothing. You take him out and he would just sit there and be like.
What's your brother's name?
Mike.
When Mike went to Chris's room to beat him up, Chris would grab the tarantula and say, "I'm going to throw him at you, Mike. Get out, Mike."
Literally would grab me hey, what do you think about this? And he'd be like, he'd run in the room. I'm like, all right, cool. That was pretty much the only thing it was good for.
Solid tactic, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't fight him. He was way too big and strong.
That's those little animals are so nasty.
Gary, you'll appreciate this. So I earned my brother's respect twice in my life, and they were both off submissions.
Nice.
Because submission, I mean, that's how you get respect from bigger people, right? I couldn't fight him, couldn't punch him, couldn't fight him. I learned, I knew how to fight, but you're just too big.
Yeah. Also, when you're fighting family members, it's punching them in the face is probably not
square.
Stops.
Square in the nose.
Not in my family.
Your family is fine. Okay, all right.
Way okay.
I got it. Yeah. Go ahead. Carry on.
So we're my parents had an Astro van, which you guys remember that was the big sliding door, and we had the extended top, so it was a little extra room. Captain chairs in the back, whatever. So I'm sitting in the captain chair. We had one of them taken out. He gets into the Astro van, and we had with his girlfriend at the time. We were in high school. He was in high school. I was 5 years younger. So he comes in, and as he walks in, he slaps me in the forehead. Unprovoked.
Yeah, of course.
He goes, little bitch, and slaps me in my forehead, just like showing for his girlfriend. Whack! I'm sitting in the captain chair. I'm just like, all right, I guess this is when I do this. And I get up.
You okay? So you immediately reacted.
Oh no, I made that decision. I was like, okay, this is when I'm going to go out on my shield and try and take my stand.
This was the first time you had a glimpse of
Very
Chris
first
the
time.
fighter. Chris the
Very
fighter.
first time. So I was training martial arts at the time. We started doing like grappling, jiu-jitsu stuff and chokeholds and things like that. And I was just like, okay. I get up. I walk around the captain chair, and he's laughing. He's like, what are you going to do?
Chris busted out a kata.
Bro, full-on guillotine choke. I went my hands out like whatever. I slapped him back the head and threw in a guillotine choke. Bang! I throw this thing in, and then we're in the Astro van. So he goes.
How'd you get his back?
Well, I slapped the back of his forehead and then threw his chin into into a guillotine choke.
Okay.
So then we're in the Astro van. So he goes to stand up. There's nowhere to go. Bang! Hits my head and shoulders on the ceiling. Nowhere to go. And I fucking squeeze the life, like as hard as I possibly can. There was no anchor. It wasn't needed. There was nowhere to go. So I'm just like squeeze. And he taps me in the ass finally. And I'm just like, I let him go. And I didn't even look at him or his girlfriend. I just sat down, boom, and just sat in the car and just looked forward.
Another mic drop moment for Chris.
Yeah, I was just like, you know what?
Beautiful.
I did it. I got him. In my
Nice.
head, I'm like, you're you're so awesome. That was great.
Guillotines in a very close space are much better than when they're used and they're in open space situations where they have to be used in competition. Like in jiu-jitsu competition, I mean, it's always an open space. You have an ability to roll. You can move places. In MMA, you got some walls, some fences. So every once in a while, you'll see somebody pin somebody up against a fence and use a guillotine, and it's pretty devastating. But dude, in a small space like a fucking car, like you're fucked. Like it's the defenses to that choke all involve like severe amounts of movement. Like you have to roll or you have to do something drastic, and you can't do that in a fucking car. You know
if we
what I
were
mean?
anywhere else, he was 60 pounds heavy. He could have just literally just launched me off of him, but there was nowhere to go.
Yeah.
He literally he went to go like stand up, and like my back hit the ceiling, and I was like, I got you. I was like, I don't care. That didn't hurt. Fuck you. I'm fine.
Great.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So that was my first victory.
As your brother was tapping out, I would have whispered in his ear, "There's no tapping out in the streets, bitch."
And then one other time I armbarred him.
Nice. That's
Oh,
hard.
shit.
That's actually difficult to do.
Yeah.
The armbar, I did that on the couch, and he tapped, and I was just like, that time I yelled at him. I was like, "See, motherfucker, like, leave me alone." Like, just like that. Like I was mad, I was upset, I was all red faced, and I was like, "See, motherfucker, leave me alone. I know what I'm doing now." And he was just like, he took that as like, hey, he can fight now. It's fine.
I love that. I love that as Chris started to impersonate his younger self, his voice got like squeakier and everything like that.
A little
I was literally crying. I was literally crying. I was.
I told you I had skills, motherfucker.
My younger sister handled my abuse a little differently. What she did I don't know if it was earn my respect. I think it was more of me being fucking terrified of her as a human being. When we were pretty young when this happened. I want to say like maybe she was 5 and I was 7 or something. Now, I have a very different view of the way life was back then than she does. I believe that there were many times where she was the one that was the one provoking, these whatever abuse or attacks, in my opinion. But either way, I don't remember what I potentially might have done. I have no clue. But okay, there's 3 years between us, so maybe I'm 8 and she's 5. Okay. I don't know how this happens. She gets her hands on a garden hoe, which is like a 3-pronged hook that sticks out like this with a little handle. So it's a little claw with a hook.
It's a very dangerous thing.
And she starts chasing me around the house. We had a house in Jackson. It's like a big yard or whatever. Now, I don't remember if I tripped or what happened, but she hits me in the back of the head with this fucking 3-prong thing with a fury, dude. And I just had 3 bleeding holes in the back of my head.
She tried to do some, that was pretty much attempted murder.
Attempted murder, yeah, for sure. I mean, at age 5, so she's not going away, even if I tried to charge her. But,
there's still time, guys. I know a guy. We can probably do this.
What are the statute of limitations on fucking attempted murder by a fucking garden hoe?
What did your parents do in that situation? How did you?
I don't know. I'm not really sure how they. I would have to ask my mom or dad. They probably don't even remember like what they did. They weren't the one that got hit by the fucking garden hoe, right? So They probably
So-
barely even remember it. But
How did your parents handle that situation?
I just remember crying and being given an ice pack. I mean, that's all that was remedied.
Did she get timeout?
I might have had to get stitches. I'm not sure.
I have too many stories of attacking my brother with weapons of circumstance, and that's what I like to call them, weapons of circumstance.
Yes.
Weapons of circumstance. One of them being the worst was the kitchen knife. I stabbed him with a kitchen knife in the rib. That was,
In the ribs?
bro.
Oh shit, dude!
Holy
the
shit,
fuck?
dude is right. That was
Oh,
like the
How'd that
darkest.
escalate?
Just fighting, and I had a knife, and he was laughing. And like, you're not gonna stab me, and I'm like, okay. I was like crying, and my brother tortured, literally.
Listen, I believe your reasons, but what was the size of the knife?
Like a regular, like a steak knife, like a regular, not like a cutting board knife, like a regular steak knife.
Like
Yes,
butter?
very, very
butter
big.
Like a 7-inch knife, maybe.
Yeah, I didn't. It wasn't like I went to the hilt on the thing. I touched him with the tip and definitely broke his skin. It wasn't like I hilted the fucking thing again.
All right, well,
But,
that's definitely good for both of you.
Bro, it felt so weird to hit him with that, and it was just like, that was one of the darkest moments of my childhood. Because I hated him so much. I just tell him all the time. I literally just tell my brother,
I hate him so much.
I hate you. I fucking hate you. And
Yeah,
because he used to torture me, literally torture me. He would beat me up nonstop. Any chance he got, he would berate me verbally, physically, emotionally for my entire life. And I just tell him, I'm like, I hate you. When I'm older, I'm gonna wake you up while you're sleeping and beat you up. I'm gonna punch you in your face while you're in the middle of your to wake you up. I'm gonna punch you in the face and then fuck you up. Like I have to literally tell him that.
It's literally Step Brothers plot right here, but
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Literally. I hate you. You're the fucking worst. You're so ugly. Everything.
Pillowcase bars
I'm
are
gonna
so
put my nuts on your drum set.
Yeah. It didn't get to that point because I was literally such a child at the point. But yeah, got into a fight and I grabbed the fucking knife. He thought it was funny. He didn't think I was really gonna try. I fucking.
So when you
how did he react?
yeah, exactly.
dropped the knife, immediately screamed and yelled for my mom. I was like, I'm so sorry. Right away. She's like, what'd you do? What do you mean? What do you mean you're sorry? I'm like, I'm sorry. Mike's hurt. She's like, what do you mean? I was like,
Like, well, it kind of
Had a
fell on
knife.
the
We were
knife.
fighting.
stabbed him.
She was like, you fucking sucked him with a knife, and I was like, I don't know what happened.
He ran towards me, and I had the knife.
Self-defense.
He was coming right for me.
So he got stitches?
No, he had a scar, but no stitch.
Crazy glue.
So did you ever in your older age wake him up and punch him in the face?
No, he's literally my favorite person. My favorite person in the world, like literally, he's my best friend.
It's funny that you mentioned that how you expressed your hatred for him, because my sister told me somewhere around, I think she was around like 15, 16 years old or something. And she told me, she was like, I always hated you. I never loved you.
Women are so hard.
You were one of the worst people in my life. I hated being around you. I hated everything about it, this, that, and the other thing. She's like, but like, you're kind of cool now. So like, I don't hate you anymore. And I think the only reason that was the case is because I was able to start driving her places.
Right.
And
What can you do for me?
Suddenly, I was able to do things for her. So our relationship changed. But
and she gets to see you on TV.
My brother always liked me, and he said that he was helping me. He was toughening me up.
That's right. It's what the Lions do, man.
He basically was like, you were a pussy growing up, and I was just trying to toughen you up, and now you're tough, so it worked. And I was just like he never did. He never disliked me.
It worked, and pats his back.
Literally, yeah.
Congratulations to me.
Now he walks into the ring with me, and he's just like, yeah,
it was me. It was me. All me.
Product.
His main sparring partner for the first fucking 15 years was me.
Yeah. Beat the fuck out of this guy long enough. He can take it. He's good.
Chris, so what was the turning point? What was the point where your brother, with the choke, that your brother stopped?
Yeah, like I said, it was those two submissions that I did, which is why I said it to Garry. It's like that changed. He basically was literally like, you know what? I did my job. The kid knows how to fight. He can protect himself. Because that's one of those moments where at the time it's just like,
Oh, so he actually brainwashed you to think that was his plan instead of
oh,
him being
like
an
yeah,
asshole.
he didn't know. He didn't tell me that was the plan, but like in his mind, he's left me alone after that. It was just like, and I always saw those as the turning points where it's like, all right, I got it. I finally got it. I was like, I was like, well, he hasn't fucked me up in a while. He hasn't been berated, like telling me I'm an asshole or like fucking me up or telling me I was a pussy. Like, what's going on? I was like, oh, the last time we really had an interaction, I choked him out. And I'm like, because in his mind, he was like, all right, he's not a pussy. He can stand up for himself. That was
My
his
work here is done.
Yeah.
What age would you say that was?
That was like pre-teen, teenish.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I got to my first big fights in high school, so my first big fight in high school was I got into it with a guy who was a couple years older than me. He had heard that I was a martial artist, and he was like, "Hey, listen," he was like, "I've always wanted to be a boxer, and I just got my black belt in 10th grade." And he was, my black belt test was hard. My school was one of those dojos where it was tough. You had to fight for real. And he's like, oh, I heard you got your black belt. And I was like, yeah, we were on the same wrestling team. He was the captain. I was a couple years younger. He's like, I always wanted to be a boxer. And I'm just kind of like, okay. Like,
Awesome.
cool.
Good for
And
you.
he was like, I think I could beat you up. And I was like, okay, you can't. Like, just like that. I was like, no, you can't. Like, I was so confident in myself. I was like, no, you can't. Yeah, weighed me. He was a bigger guy. He was super athletic. He was a really good wrestler. And he goes, oh, yeah? He's like, so why don't we do that? And I was like, yeah, we can do that. But I'm like, we're going to do it for real. And he goes, what does that mean? I'm like, I'll bring the gloves. Bring a mouthpiece if you want. We're going to box like men. And I'm 15. So like, my brother taught me at that point, like, that's how a man acts. So I'm 15 years old, and I was 118 pounds, and I didn't have hair in my nuts. But I knew that's what men did. If you got challenged, you fight. But you fight in a way that, it's like, this is what we do. Yeah, you're bigger. Let's make this even enough so it's man versus man for real. Kind of thing. And he was like, all right, cool. He's like, when? We picked the time. It was like 12 o'clock. It was like, what is that TV
So
show?
you guys scheduled the duel.
Yes, literally. In the wrestling room.
Flagpole,
It was,
6 p.m.
What was that movie? It was 3 p.m. High.
3 p.m. high?
Yeah, it's a great movie. Fucking super great movie. So we basically
Have
did
you seen that movie, Gary?
No.
Dude,
Oh my
great
God,
movie.
that movie's
Great
hilarious,
fucking
man.
movie. And so we showed up in the wrestling room. I brought my mouthpiece. I brought gloves for both of us, and we fucking boxed. And it was funny because we had rounds, like we were doing it for real.
Really? Who was refereeing?
We had remember in wrestling rooms you had that little white timer thing. And you
Yeah,
could set it if you want.
So
We
you
had
guys
that.
timed yourself?
3-minute rounds, 1 minute rest, and
It's so great how like under supervised we really were as children. Like,
my wrestling coach was there.
yeah. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is just all allowed. Like when we were kids, it's fucking amazing.
He fucking came. I remember him literally laying on the floor full length like this with the timer like meep, meep, meep.
Yep.
Dude,
we
imagine
were
the coach was probably like, stop hugging, you fucking pussies.
It's so difficult probably to get away with doing something like that today. Like there's just
No,
no
you're
fucking way.
fired.
You're getting fired so hard.
Oh,
Like not only fired though, like fired and then probably like incapable of being hired elsewhere afterwards.
Yeah,
You
you
know
go
what I mean?
viral.
Fuck. Because Gordon has a bunch of stories about that. We should probably next time we bring him on, we should have him talk about that. His in his early days, he was at like some sort of like daycare center or something like that with his brother. And the guy that ran the daycare center was into the UFC. So what he would do is he would make the kids watch clips of the UFC, like arm bars, chokes, things like that. And then he'd make the kids fight each other. They'd form a circle, and
Had
all
a
the
little-
kids in the
a
fucking
toddler
daycare
fight
center
club?
would fight. So yeah, I don't want to tell too much more because I think we should probably just have him tell it, have him
Yeah,
come
it's
on
pretty
one
rough.
day. But I
Where
think
is
it
he?
would be fucking amazing.
Where is he nowadays?
I think he's out in Boston, maybe filming, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we used to do that with my nephew, but we had him wrestle one of those WWE wrestler guys who had arms like this,
Yeah.
one arm up and one arm down. He was like literally, I mean, fuck, 2. We'd
Yeah.
put boxing gloves on him, and he had boxing trunks on. I got photos of him doing this, and he's fucking fighting Hulk Hogan. Like
That's
it's like
amazing.
dude, all my high school friends are sitting there watching, like cheering him on. Now the kid's a fucking fighter. Like what? Of course. Why? What else is it gonna be?
My early foray into fucking fighting was my next door neighbor, who was probably like 2 to 3 years older than me, and probably had like somehow managed to have like 50 pounds on me. He's a fucking big dude. And he watched WWF. That's what it was at the time. And I was incredibly sheltered. I probably never saw a boxing match. I probably didn't even know. I didn't know what boxing was. Didn't know what wrestling was. Like, I had never seen any violent thing outside of a movie. You know what I mean? So, like, so far as I knew, I had no idea if WWF was real, fake. I had never even watched a fucking single thing. So we're on his trampoline in his fucking backyard, and I was just his test dummy. He would just practice different fucking WWF moves on me that could have paralyzed me for life. Like, I'd fucking get pile drivered on the fucking trampoline and all these different
He's
things.
like, look at this one, Gary. It's called the Tombstone Pile Driver.
Yeah. 100%.
Well, I've said this to you before, Gary. Like, I'm amazed that you weren't like a good wrestler, like a high level wrestler as a child. Like because I watch your scrambles and the way like your wrestling.
He's
awesome.
Scrappy as fuck.
No, it's fucking awesome. Like that takes lifetimes to get like that.
Yeah, I put a lot more work in later on, to that kind of stuff. Like, as I was a little bit later in my career and doing jiu-jitsu and stuff, I started taking a lot of wrestling privates, and John's always been encouraging us to do a lot of different stand-up stuff. And I think that one of the key things when it comes to jiu-jitsu is it's tricky, because there's like a lot of things that you could learn in jiu-jitsu that aren't necessarily essential to winning, right? And I'm sure that's kind of like that in boxing, right? Like there's certain skills that some guys just never develop because they get so comfortable with other skills and they think that they could win that way. Like, let's say, for example, like footwork, right? Like there are definitely some boxers out there that you watch that just literally don't have fucking footwork and still manage to win fights.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's like similar in jiu-jitsu, I feel like, with wrestling. Like, there are many dudes who just use zero wrestling and still manage to win jiu-jitsu matches, depending upon the rule set of the competition. So a lot of guys, like, whether their instructors are good or teaching them or not, are just literally not trying to get better at that skill, and they're never using it. So every time they roll, they never try to practice. I always took wrestling super fucking seriously. So I've been grappling for fucking 15 years now. Throughout that entire process, I was taking the standing position at just as serious, in my opinion, as I was taking the ground position. And I don't think that everybody was doing that. Because I also had some sense in my mind that, like, maybe at some point down the road, I would eventually get involved in, like, MMA or something. Also, the whole reason I was doing it, similar to you, Chris, probably when you were younger, is, like, I want to be able to fucking defend myself. And, like, I know I'm not going to fucking pull guard when I'm going to fight somebody. You know what I mean? So in my eyes, it was a critical component of everything. It's very weird how, like, some guys just literally just don't. They just neglect it entirely. But
well, I mean, I started my martial arts background was based on self-defense, and then literally I got to the point where I was doing martial arts so much in grade school, and I was going to high school, and my sensei, which we didn't even call him that back then, was just like, hey, you need a sport. Like, you're a good athlete. Like, you don't do anything about this. And he was like, you need a sport. He's like, you should wrestle. And I was like, I don't know shit about wrestling. He's like, I can show you a little bit. I used to wrestle. So I started wrestling in like 9th grade in high school, which is super late. I was a state champion by the time I was a senior.
Incredibly late.
Because, like, like wrestling. I loved wrestling. Wrestling was awesome. It was a really good sport. We're super dynamic. And I'm an athletic guy. It was just like, it was really cool that, like, my martial arts instructor was like, hey, listen, you're a good athlete. Don't waste this shit. You need to do something related to what you, because like you said, like, I learned how to do all this because I wanted to fight. I wanted to defend myself. I wanted to be able to fight. Just like the story with my brother. It's like, I was doing this because I needed to defend myself, whether it was against my brother or if it was the guy that, in high school wanted to box me or whatever, or the asshole in the bar, whatever. It didn't matter. Like, and then everything else, you're just like, I'm fucking good at this. I can probably do this for real, and that's where it came from.
Unlike us at a young age, Frankie was involved in ninja training.
Well, I mean, look at him.
High level ninja training.
High level. It turned out he was too tall, and they were like, you can't be a ninja. Your ninjutsu black belt is now nil because you're way too tall. What are you gonna sneak up on? you big fucking doof. Like,
Like the Beverly Hills Ninja.
yeah,
I was the outcast. I was the dum dum of the group.
You were like, you're Dominican Roman. They were like, you're big and white. What the fuck are we gonna do with you? You're supposed to be brown and short. What the fuck? God damn it.
Did you get picked on because of that, Frankie?
I was kind of a little pudgy kid. I wasn't that tall. I was pudgy.
Yeah.
And
And then you stretched out.
they called me Fat Frank.
Fat Frank. Wow.
Yeah.
I think one day we should put Teo on here and have him tell us. I want undercover stories about Frank. Like, I want stories that only Teo knows, that Frankie wouldn't share with us.
I would never.
He's got plenty, but also he should just come on and just critique us as fucking
That's true.
Podcasters and be like, hey, listen, I've listened to every one of these episodes and you guys are absolute fucking idiots. And the shit that you say, you should be canceled.
If you want Teo to talk shit about me one day, have me not here.
No, he has never talked bad about you ever. He loves you.
No. That's fine. But for like laughs and stuff, for kicks and giggles, he would absolutely love to crucify me on this podcast.
You guys are the cutest.
Why do you not want to be
ever.
involved? I don't understand. You can't take it?
What?
Why do you not want to be involved?
No, because he would feel bad. Like he would think he's like offended. No, I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck, dude. I think that would be funny.
Bro, I've talked to him about you. He fucking loves you to death.
Here's what we do. Here's what we do to even the score.
Man.
So we just do a podcast where you tell us shitty Teo stories first. So he hears that podcast and he goes, "Oh,
he wants to get back at me.
You got some stories, Frankie?"
And we're just gonna elevate. We're gonna elevate back and forth.
Exactly.
And then at the end, like, we fucking hate each other.
Exactly.
I hate saying this, but I feel like we're far along with this that we can start switching people up. we can like one of us can be out and we can just be like, yo, Chris is a fucking douche. Why does he do his hair like that every time? Like,
how funny would it be that all of a sudden, like on our Fleshwood podcast Instagram, like I see a clip of you, Garry, and Gordon,
ripping you,
Fleshwood podcast, and Theo or some shit like that. I'm like, wait, what?
Wait, you guys,
when did this fucking happen?
Am I getting fucking X? What's going on here? Am I getting canceled?
We post but we do it like 3 of them at a time. Like it's just like you're like whoa, what's happening? One podcast.
Like you guys banged out 3 podcasts without me.
We'll do a disclaimer. One of the screens would be a disclaimer. It'd be like Frankie did some things that's not okay with the Fleshwound podcast.
Yeah,
we can't say what those are. We can't say what those are.
Gunning a El Salvadorian school the last time, so we couldn't have him on anymore.
Frankie's a school shooter.
Yeah. Sorry about
that. Sorry about
bitches.
That. Oh fuck! This has been a fun one.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Love you guys too.
For no
All right, congrats,
man,
Chris. See you guys later.
We'll call it a draw. Just a flesh wound. Just a flesh wound. Just a flesh wound. Just a flesh wound.